final pair, pair number 20, representing Japan, Miura and Kihara.
So it comes down to this. Riku Miura, Ryuichi Kihara from Japan, who won the silver medal at Worlds. That was the best result ever for a Japanese pairs team to try to win it for the first time.
Side-by-side jumping pass right here, very far apart, but very strong. Triple toe, double toe into a double axel, so very difficult. Deserving of those big smiles.
Side triple Salchows. Only a double from Riku. So the team is judged on a double.
A beautiful smoothness to their skating. They get so deep into their edges. They just sail across this ice.
Throw triple Lutz.
Couldn't hold on to the landing of that triple loop. 1 point deduction for hitting the ice.
Dreams do come true, and sometimes it's even better than you imagine because it's at home, in your home country. However, you would feel a little bit more secure without the mistake.
Definitely, if you were watching that technical score box, you have to remember they have quite a nice lead coming in from the short program, but as you could see, they didn't surpass Alexa and Brandon at the very end. Points still tallying up, so you're not quite sure. But good thing they had that lead after the short program, but I think that mistake falling on that triple loop was a bit of a shock. You could almost see it on her face, and I'm sure they're trying to think through the math right now of what could happen.
Well, when they took the ice, they were going to need a combined score better than they've scored this season. And that throw triple loop, while it did make them a bit more vulnerable than they were, I do think they still have won this title based on the strength of their short program. And,
Aww. They did have a 6-point lead, right, Terry? Going to you for all those stats.
Just over 6
lead,
points, yes.
Which is
this team, though, they're magnificent. So, yes, they deserve this world title. They are wonderful skaters. This was a solid performance, and without getting caught up in the emotion of having made that big mistake and not having the perfect, big, pretty picture, they still did a rock star job. Side by side, triple toe loop, double axle sequence here. I'd like to see them get a bit closer, but the fact that they pulled in on each of those elements is what is important in this free skate, especially as we've seen so many teams struggle with those side by sides.
But I think just seeing her reaction, it reminds you as a skater, and Johnny, I'm sure you felt this. Of course, you always want to win an event, but they were on home ice and you have this idea in your mind of exactly what you want to put out on the ice. And all of us are perfectionists and do it a million times in practice where you just want to replicate that in competition. And yes, they made 2 mistakes, but overall, this was still such a stunning skate and well-deserving of that gold medal.
See there, just got back on her heel on the landing. She has a beautiful habit of landing very deep in her knee on those throws. She's able to save them a lot more than people who land on a very stiff leg. But sometimes it's vulnerable when you land in such a deep knee bend and you can fall back to the back of your blade where it's less secure, and that's all that happened. But I hate that she had that reaction because she doesn't have the luxury of following the technical score box like we do for a little choreography to make her feel better. But that performance...
To make her feel better.
Just I want her to feel better. She's going to feel better in a second.
Yeah, in a second she's going to feel much better.
136.77 is the number that they would need here in the free skate to win this, and what a historic win it would be. Remember her reaction? She saw the numbers before anybody in the arena, or we did in the short. Silence in the crowd as they wait for this number now, too.
Miura, Kihara組の得点141.7.
And the realization that they've done it. 141 and change, it's going to be enough. You're looking at the first world champions in pairs from Japan. Riku Miura, Ryuichi Kihara.
They are the champions.
Wait to the crowd. Wait to the crowd.
This concludes the pairs free skating competition.
They became a team back in 2019. This season, step by step, it was leading to this. Gold medals across the board in the Grand Prix, including the final win at the Four Continents Championship, personal best in the short, and now they are the world champs.